around the world, age 21, just coming into their own. So on the next 4 Mondays, 4 countries, 4 21-year-olds, 4 different views of the world. We call the series 21 and the World is Yours. Tonight, India. 300 million people in that country are middle class. Dan Harris went to Mumbai to meet a young woman in the middle class, but she straddles 2 worlds, one rooted in the past, the other racing to the future.
Nisha Mehta is as comfortable in a Hindu temple as she is in a mall or on a cell phone.
Hello?
She is part of the new India, more than 1 billion strong, where young people like Nisha are now rewriting old rules about gender, class, and religion.
I feel it's totally a different generation now. People tend to do whatever they like and not what have been going on since years.
Like most unmarried 21-year-olds in India, male or female, Nisha lives at home. We visited her small apartment, 4 people in 2 rooms, including her 16-year-old brother Jay, with whom she shares a pull-out couch, her stockbroker father, and her homemaker mother, whom Nisha adores but does not emulate. Your mother prepared the dinner and served the dinner.
And then she ate last.
She ate last?
Yeah.
Why?
It's our culture. Even right now, if my mom asks my dad, I want to do something, he'll refuse her.
When you look at your mother's life, do you think, I don't want to live like that?
Yeah, definitely. And even she agrees with me that you don't never ever live like me. It's like it's your life. You do whatever you want.
Every day, Nisha goes to work, walking down filthy roads in fancy shoes, past tea sellers, beggars, and sacred cows. This is extreme commuting. After calmly guiding a nervous reporter across chaotic streets with no crosswalks or traffic signs, she boards a women's-only car on a train so crowded that people literally hang outside, a practice that kills thousands every year. Once at the office, she has no fear of speaking up to her older male boss. Nisha was recently promoted to sales manager at a company that does medical testing. You're the boss of 5 people, and those people are older than you.
Yeah. They are elder to me.
But for Nisha, that is not enough. You want to take your boss's job.
Yeah.
So would you describe yourself as ambitious?
Yeah, definitely.
But not everyone in this country has the same opportunities as Nisha. 800 million people here live on less than $2 a day. And perhaps nowhere are the contrasts more sharp than in the city where Nisha lives, Mumbai, which most people call by its colonial name, Bombay. Here, the rich prowl the streets in Mercedes-Benzes, while 6 million people live without toilets. We found whole families living in these abandoned metal pipes. And this man scavenging in what is literally a river of garbage. Nisha falls somewhere in between, in India's now exploding middle class. And it is college-educated people like Nisha and her friends who are challenging India's centuries-old traditions. Traditions such as arranged marriages. Do you believe in arranged marriages or love marriages?
I believe in love marriage.
Nisha dates who she wants. But in a sign that the old ways are not completely gone, she will live at home until she's married. She'll make sure her parents approve of her husband, and she will not marry anyone who is not from her class and community.
Cheers to Nisha!
So what does Nisha think about America? Interestingly, the U.S. provokes neither awe nor anger, more like indifference. It's funny because I think in America we think everybody wants to live in America.
Wrong. Not at all. I don't want to live over there.
In a country with 3 times our population, 3 times our economic growth, and a movie industry called Bollywood that's twice as big as Hollywood, her attitude seems to be, who needs America? So your favorite stars are Indian, not, Brad Pitt.
In India, Bollywood.
Do you even know who Brad Pitt is?
No.
You don't?
No, really.
And why should she? In this massive country trying to strike a balance between ancient traditions and rapid change, she is justified in striding confidently into a future where the world really is hers. Dan Harris, ABC News, Mumbai.
Giza, so impressive, not just for their scale, but the glimpses into the ancient, most rich society that lived here thousands of years ago. Did you know that the women of ancient Egypt enjoyed a sexual equality unparalleled even by today's standards? There were female pharaohs, warriors, and high priests. They enjoyed the same pay as men back then. That is certainly not the case in the Egypt of today. And to understand the middle-class hopes and fears, we spent some time with a 21-year-old by the name of Roya Zanetti. And she was a great example of the optimism and pessimism in this region, of the clash between Western values and Islam. She doesn't consider herself religious, but wears the veil, covers up, a sign of chastity. She's 21 years old, enjoys flirting, but has never been kissed. She sings Justin Timberlake songs on her way to the nightclubs, but doesn't imbibe in alcohol. She's a teacher's assistant at the moment, but dreams of having her own global advertising agency one day and mothering 9 children. Grand ambitions, fitting in a place that built huge pyramids and monuments to women, but whether or not she can actually achieve those goals, especially in the business world, will say a lot about her future, the future of Egypt, and American interests in this part of the world. Much more on World News. Bill Weir, ABC News, Cairo, Egypt. Up and he doesn't open the door for you. What do you think of that?
Jackass.
Would you ever ask a guy out?
If I like him that much, yeah, probably will.
You would?
Yeah, why not? I mean, what difference does it make who asks who first? My parents really shouldn't be watching this. He has to make me laugh. I mean, looks would go. Wealth will come and go. If you have anyone lined up in mind, go ahead, introduce them. When I come
I'll set you up with my brother.
Okay. Is he hot?
I thought that didn't matter to you.
And I'm gonna have a look at the guy with the first place, and then we sit down. If he's funny, go okay.
Would you kiss a guy on a first date if you really liked him?
I wouldn't kiss a guy on any date if I really liked him.
You don't kiss ever?
No.
Not you saving kisses for marriage?
Yeah.
Muhammad Atta was an Egyptian. What do Egyptians your age think of those people?
They're not us. I mean, they're just, you get radicals in absolutely everywhere in absolutely every religion. I mean, come on, don't tell me you don't have like cults or radical thinkers in the States.
What do you think? What do your friends think of America?
It's a country that should practice what it preaches. If it's all for democracy and freedom and all that. And it doesn't do that with other countries, especially countries it gets into or invades. I mean, I'm sorry, but who do you think you are? In the past, if the States was a strong country, it was because it had thinkers. But right now, it's kind of like a jock, okay? Very powerful, very athletic. In a couple of years, it die down and burn out. And what's left is a totally useless nation.
Seen through the eyes of 4 21-year-olds living worlds apart in Egypt, India, Kenya, and China. Today on the webcast, ABC's Stephanie Tsai in China talks to a student majoring in English at the University of Dalian, where he's learning about life in the big city and how to cope in a new China.
At the first days of the college life, I suffer from insomnia, and I dream a lot. Dream about my parents. The culture of this place is different. First time I came here, I didn't understand what the people around me say. And they have special accents, you know. I don't understand.
Do you miss the cooking at home?
Yes. You know, every time I called my father, I said, I miss you and your cooking.
Was the first time you saw the sea when you came here to Dalian?
Yes.
What did you think?
At first I'm shocked. Wow, how can the sea be so large?
What do you think your parents would say if they saw you living in this big, huge city so far from home?
At first they're a little bit worried about me, and later they just take it easy and think I'm a grown boy and I can handle the things myself.
What question would you like to ask a person your age living in America?
I want to ask, what do you think of China? Do you think we are dangerous, or do you think we are powerful?
What do you think of China having the Olympics?
That's a chance we're waiting for hundreds of years. You can have your ideas on China's government. You can say that the government is doing something wrong. But just please don't boycott the Olympic, because that's a chance all the Chinese are waiting for. We are innocent.
Would you ever consider leaving your country?
I like to, maybe someday I will work in other countries, but my family, my parents, my grandparents are in China. Maybe one time my body is in, for example, in America, but my heart will always live in this country because I'm Chinese.
Do you want to be like your father?
Yes, but maybe more active or more open, like the Westerners, to say directly how much they love their children.
Is there more pressure because you're his only son?
Yes. I don't want to let him down. I think that will hurt his heart. I will immediately, the first time I got money from the employers, I will send them to my father.
What has your father taught you that is the most important thing in your life?
To be a man of integrity. And don't care if you are small or sharp. To be strong in your mind. And whenever you face the troubles or something uncomfortable, just to face it, not to avoid it.
To learn more about all the 21-year-olds profiled in our World News series, visit our 21 and the World Is Yours page on Facebook.
Hawaiian Googie has a little piece of it all, right in his own backyard.
This is a row of maize, and in between we have a row of beans.
Hawaii's family is middle class by Kenyan standards. Per capita income here is just $250 a year. But his hopes extend far beyond the farm. He's a leading member of the Nakuru Players Theater Group, a launching pad, he hopes, for stardom. All of the performances are meant to be educational. This one is about avoiding alcohol abuse. There are others that teach how to avoid the risk of AIDS. It is acting with a social message. If you're 21 in Kenya, now knowing the risk of AIDS, the risk of violence, poverty, how long can you expect to live?
In Kenya, you're expected to live up to about 46.
Hawaii's other great fear is his country's simmering ethnic tension. In January, clashes erupted, killing more than 1,000 people. Hawaii volunteers at a refugee camp, caring for orphans of the fight. Hawaii plans to bring his acting skills all the way to Hollywood someday. Big dreams for a man who, like most Kenyans, has never left his country. And then he says he will come home again to give something back to the country he loves. Jim Shudo, ABC News, Nakuru, Kenya.